parade!
The Queen Metropolis of the East, China's greatest city, ranking 6th in the world with a population of 4 million. Its great buildings, the highest outside of North America, a beautiful city of which any nation might well be proud. The Bund, that fascinating avenue that skirts the river shore, reminding one of Chicago's lakefront and London's embankment. Those who have not been to Shanghai do not realize its size and grandeur. In this far eastern river harbor ride majestic battleships, flying the flags of France, Italy, Germany, Great Britain, the United States, and other nations. All here once found a welcome port of call. Here, international commerce and finance served the world. The United States battleship Augusta, that later was struck by a shell. 18 American sailors were wounded, 1 was killed. China's strong man arrives to command his army, and order takes the place of chaos. His is a great responsibility in this hour of his country's need. To him, all look with hope and faith. He demands that China recover its territories lost to Japan. His loyal wife, educated and well known in America, gives him courage to fight on. The Mikado is to his people more than king. As Japan's 124th emperor of a single royal family, he is revered as sacred. The trained, well-equipped hordes of the rising sun march on to conquest. Japan strikes from the air. Auto aircraft guns play their part too, and the struggle begins in earnest. German-trained Chinese soldiers strike back and successfully halt the invaders. Hate of Japan gives small detachments courage and strength. Machine guns are brought up in the city streets, and the defense gets underway.
From North China down the coast to Shanghai roll the storm clouds of war, bringing terror to the hearts of the city's people, who know not how the next shell will strike. Their only defense is in flight, but where? Troops of many nations leave routine duties to face grave problems. British soldiers uphold the finest traditions of their empire. They seem to be everywhere on errands of mercy. United States Marines, too, swing into action, protecting their country's interests far from home. As usual, the Marines are in the middle of trouble with everything in hand in a delicate international situation. Their job now is not to fight, but to protect those who cannot help themselves. Terror-stricken families who've known China as their adopted home can do nothing now but leave. Tearful farewells are made as old friends part, perhaps never to meet again. Crowded tenders move hundreds to ships that take them to sea in safety, the Army and Navy maintaining order. The air raids continue to wound the stricken area, hit after hit, in congested sections and on the open road, endangering escape. Barrages make way for Nippon's advancing troops, fighting with better equipment and with less regard for international law than in the World War. Warning all how horrible another world war would be if fought today, as China bends under that lash of steel. Modern horrors stalk the land. Aimless, panic-stricken droves flee in confusion, with their lives in danger and no place to go, as behind them their homes go up in flame and smoke. Nothing left but a ruined city. Choking dust and smoke everywhere, as if the war gods would hide their infamy. On they run, hoping against hope that they will somewhere find a haven from war's cruel hand. The four grim horsemen ride along with the stricken people as they flee. The young, the old, the strong, the weak, and rich and poor alike, facing a common danger. Wherever they go, the fighting seems in progress. Wherever they look, they see new destruction, wrought by the relentless invaders of their land. Will there be any city left to which they can return if peace should come again? From the air, bombs seem ever falling. And the destruction they do seems always in a vital spot. A massacre of non-combatants, victims of an awful fate. When city streets blow up and fear terrorizes all, the human impulse is to flee. But danger is anywhere and everywhere. Days of stupefied wandering, no sleep, no food, and a little dirty water. Children cling to their mothers with instinctive fear. The helpless old, carried by others almost as helpless as themselves, and always haunting them the ruins of their beloved city. A few minutes before this picture was taken, this hotel, 20 stories high, was filled with guests of all nations, unmindful of the terror that stalked the skies. Now it's but a smoldering ghost of its former grandeur. Through an unfortunate accident, a wounded Chinese plane dropped bombs on the Bund and its great buildings. The Japanese bombardments, too, add to this carnage in the city's principal streets. In many places, ruins are all that are left. The stoic Chinese seem to accept their fate and instinctively start to put things right again. There's no Red Cross here today, so they do the best they can for their people and their streets. Medical aid is mostly homemade, and those beyond help must be carried off, lest plague be added to war. But they seem to keep hopeful in spite of everything, although both man and beast have paid the penalties of war.
There may be victory for Japan, but there have been victories in Asia before. And if history repeats itself, old China will live as it has for numberless centuries.